Hey, have you ever been typing a sentence, you stop, you stare at the screen, and you think, wait, is it Q-U-I-E-T or Q-U-I-T-E? Trust me, you are not alone. These two words are a super common mix-up, but by the end of this quick explainer, you're going to know the difference no problem. All right, let's just jump right in with a little test. How would you fill in the blank here? The room was blank, silent. If you paused even for a split second, you're in exactly the right place. This is the kind of sentence that catches so many people out. But don't you worry, we're about to make this crystal clear. Okay, so let's get into it by breaking down our first word. We're going to start with the one you probably think of when you imagine a library, or maybe a peaceful forest, and that's quiet. So at its heart, quiet is an adjective. And if you remember from school, an adjective is just a describing word, right? It describes a person, a place, or a thing. So whenever we use the word quiet, we're simply describing something that doesn't have a lot of sound, something that's silent or still. Now, this is maybe the most important part, how it sounds. The real key to remembering this word is right there in the pronunciation. Go ahead and say it out loud with me. Qui-et. You feel that? There are two separate parts. Two syllables. Qui-et. That little break is a huge clue, and we're going to come back to it. Let's see it in a few sentences. Please be quiet in the library. Here, it's describing how you should be. The engine was surprisingly quiet. It's describing the engine. And she has a quiet, thoughtful personality. Well, that describes the person. See? In every single case, it's all about a low level of noise or activity. All right, so you've got quiet down. Perfect. Now let's move on to its tricky cousin and see how it paints a totally different picture. It's time to crack the code of quite. Okay, so this is where things get interesting. Quiet was an adjective, but quite is an adverb. Its job isn't to describe a thing, its job is to boost or intensify other words. Think of it like a volume knob. It means things like to a certain degree, or very, or even completely. And here we go again. The sound is your biggest clue. Let's say this one out loud too. Quite. You hear that? It's one single sharp syllable. Now let's compare them. Quiet versus quite. The sound alone tells you they're playing completely different games. Just look at how it works here. The movie was quite good. That just means it was very good. I'm not quite finished means I'm not completely finished. And are you quite sure is like asking, are you absolutely sure? In every single one of these, quite is just pumping up the meaning of the word that comes right after it. Okay, so you get the definitions, you hear the difference in how they sound. But how do you remember which is which when you're in a hurry? Well, I am about to show you a ridiculously simple trick that is going to lock this knowledge in your brain for good. And here it is. We're going to call it the ET trick. Just look at the word quiet. See those last two letters? E-T. Now think of another word that ends in E-T. How about a jet? So picture a quiet jet soaring silently across the sky. Quiet jet. That simple connection ties the spelling directly to the meaning of silence. You'll never get them mixed up again. And just like that, you have a new superpower. It's the ability to use quiet and quite without even thinking about it. All it takes is knowing their different jobs and remembering that simple little trick. So let's just do a quick final recap. Quiet is your adjective. It means silent, and it has those two syllables. Quiet, quiet. Quite is your adverb. It means to a degree, and it's just one syllable. Quite. One describes things, and the other one boosts words. They live in totally different worlds. And, that really brings us to our final thought. Getting these little details right actually matters. Precision in the language you use isn't some small, quiet thing. It's actually quite powerful. Now, I'm curious, what other common word puzzles should we solve next?